It's now, it's now, the only time is now. No other time is possible. It's now, it's now, it's now. What time is it? It's now. How about now?
So we're going to cut to this shot of our next guest, Anne-Sofie Dutoit, so you can actually see her working.
See her in action, and then we'll bring her out.
See her in action.
What do we got?
Faded Memories is about a girl named Cassandra, and she's really different from everybody around her because she has a phobia. She's afraid of being touched by anybody. She lives with her aunt, Maggie May, who really doesn't like Cassandra much because she thinks that she's weird and they don't get along well. They're kind of freelancers, they move around everywhere, they live in a little trailer. Maggie May, who's a drunk, ends up with guys that treat her really badly because she just throws herself in any guys just to be loved.
She keeps on sort of messing up her own life, and you see always the opportunity that maybe she could go the right way, but she chooses always the wrong way.
I'm kind of a guy that just kind of comes in the picture, and I kind of take advantage of her.
What do you do, hon?
We had great sex. I'm spent. It's time to move on.
You can't do this to me. I came halfway across the country to be with you. You can't leave me stranded.
Nobody said matchmaking on the web was bulletproof.
She's kind of what you would consider, I guess, a cougar. She's going after a lot of younger guys, and I happen to be one of those younger guys dressed up like a rocker. I'm like a rocker biker.
We are here with Anne-Sofie Dutoit.
Here she is in person.
And Anne-Sofie is, I just love her. She wrote, directed, and starred in a wonderful short film called Faded Memories, and then she raised the money to do a feature which she wrote and directed and starred in, and she's 16. A triple threat.
Yeah,
and
when I was 16, I was, well, I won't tell you what I was doing,
I
but
know.
most of it, what you wouldn't want to see. It was not very pretty.
And your short, it went like all over in Europe and everything, and it was honored.
Yeah, I actually did 2 shorts. There's one called Marked, and it won prize in England and Florida. And then I did a second short film based on my feature film that I shot. It was just to show that I could, act and direct at the same time. And that's what we used to entice investors for the money and everything.
And I love you, okay? The thing about Anne-Sofie, now that you've heard her, is English is her second language.
Yeah.
She speaks French fluently. And it's amazing because you've only been here a couple of years, right?
Yeah, I've been here 3 years. I was born in Santa Monica, but then I moved when I was 1, and I lived in Montreal.
Pick up the bags and say, come on, we're leaving.
Yeah.
So, you know what, speaking of that, speaking of the way we live and the process and all of that, your parents actually picked up and moved because of your desire, to be what you are. And your dad had a really good job, I think, at the studio. He was the guy that greenlit all the films, and decided. How was that?
I was 13, and I just came home from school one day, and I just said, we're moving to LA, saw the house, and they were just like, what are you, crazy? And I'm like, yeah. I want to do this. I just had a feeling that I had to go back there, and my parents just said, okay, we're going to go because we trust you. And
wow.
Yeah.
Now, had this happened before? Had you done anything else to pave the way? I really feel good about this lottery number or something like that?
You know what? At the time, I was only acting, so I never had intended on directing or anything, and I didn't even know I was going to become a writer. I just came out here just to try to make it as an actress, and all the cards kind of just changed direction, and
Well, now about that, when did the cards change direction, and what were the events leading up to that?
Well, when I came here, I felt that I was really lonely. I was in middle school. I came in 8th grade, and I was just feeling so alone and everything. So instead of just going to the promenade with everybody, I would just sit home, and I started writing my feelings, and that became a screenplay. So basically I just picked up, like, I asked my dad, for old screenplays he had, and I just kind of looked how a screenplay was, made together and everything, and then I kind of asked him for final draft, and that they have all the format and everything, so I started writing, and that was based on people I knew, feelings I had, and just feeling lonely, and that's basically the main character, that's, try to fit in and everything, and that's how I started writing. And then my mom kind of picked up the phone and just started sending out my script. And everybody wanted to meet me because I was 15. And they said, wow, oh my God. And then I got an agent because he was just like, well, you're cool. So he started sending my scripts.
You're cool too. Doesn't matter that you're 25.
But then what happened is that, like, there was a producer, and she said, you seem so, like, passionate about your script and stuff. I think that you should direct it. And I just said, what? You're crazy. And she just said, no, you should direct it. So then I went to the New York Film Academy. That's on the back lot at Universal. And then I did a weekend course of directing classes.
Oh, I did a weekend once, and that's what started my career.
Learned it in a weekend.
So I did that course, and I actually loved it, and that's when I did my first film marked on the back lot at Universal.
Oh, that is so cool.
It's now, the only time is now. No other time is possible. It's now, it's now, it's